Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. I look rather awake and alive, considering I'm on nights and my circadian rhythm is like, what are you doing right now in the daytime? But here we are. I am on nights. Hello. Welcome back to another video, you guys. I'm doing a Q&A. I feel like I'm long overdue for one, and it's just been hectic. Residency year 2 now. It's been pretty awesome, pretty fun, and pretty stressful, and still very busy, especially on labor and delivery. And I am on nights again for the next month. I just finished 1 week of 4 weeks, so my schedule's a little bit off. My schedule is a little bit off. Circadian rhythm 100% off. I feel like I just need to fill you in on some things. I've been getting so many great questions on Instagram from you guys, and I try to answer a lot of them actually in the DMs, and I like just chatting with you guys in general, but there's just some questions that I want to answer for this video. So let's do it. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram. If you're not following me there, you absolutely should. But yeah, let's just go through them. A quick, fun little Q&A. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Sit down, have a snack, a beverage, whatever, and let's get to the questions. By the way, if you're new to our community, our herd, I'm Rachel. I'm a second-year resident physician in the United States. I'm training in OBGYN, and it's great. Join our herd if you're not already subscribed. We're happy and a great time. We'd love to have you, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's do the questions. I'm getting a lot of questions about my recent engagement, which yes, I am engaged. If you didn't see that video, it's so pretty, it's so cute. It's very short, but it's took like 10,000 hours to edit. I don't know, just go watch it if you haven't. But yes, I'm engaged, and I will get to those engagement questions in a little bit. Let's ease in, shall we? How many deliveries have you done? In medical school, I think I delivered like a total of 40 babies over the like 3rd and 4th year. And I got really lucky doing a lot in medical school, but that was because I was very persistent, and I made sure that while I was on OBGYN rotations, I was like, I would like to deliver anyone, and I want to be here all the time, every day, whenever. Like, I never want to leave. That's how I think I got so many, and I just got lucky as a medical student. I know that there are some sub-Is that just started with us that haven't delivered a single baby, which is also fine. So, you know, it doesn't matter, but you will get your numbers. You will deliver babies. If you go into OBGYN residency, you 100% will, because within the 1st year, and then just now being only like 2 months into 2nd year, I've delivered probably, because we keep track of the deliveries, I think I've delivered probably about 170 vaginal deliveries, like around there, and then I've done about 60 C-sections, you know, and I'm just, like I said, a year and 2 months into my 2nd year of residency, so that's a lot of little humans. That's how many deliveries that I've done so far. A little bit more of a serious question: were your expectations of becoming a doctor parallel to the reality? You know, I was actually thinking about this while I was on a walk the other day. When I was a medical student and a pre-med even, I would idolize doctors. Like, they were just like, I don't know, I would become almost speechless if I was in the presence of a doctor. And I think I was really idolizing the career, and just, it is a very, like, you know, respected profession. It is incredible, like, what doctors do. It's not all that glamorous as what the media and the idea of what a doctor is. It is not glamorous, actually, at all. It's a lot of work, and I did know that going into it. I knew it'd be a lot of work. It's not going to be easy, you know, really rough, but it is so rewarding. And I grew up watching Grey's Anatomy, so that was my idea of what a doctor was. There are no doctors in my family, and so I had no idea kind of what the profession entailed, and I just did a little bit of shadowing as a pre-med. So I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was just like, I really want to do this. Is the idea of the profession parallel to the reality of what it actually is? I think it depends on what your idea of being a doctor is. It is pretty down and dirty, and it is a business. That is what I've really learned since starting residency, is that medicine is a business. Hospitals are fat businesses, and they want their money. You want it to be about patient care, but it is a lot not patient care. Once you realize that, you're just kind of like, okay, like, these are the dark and hidden secrets of medicine that people don't talk about on shows like Grey's Anatomy. It's a great profession. I freaking love what I do. I'd never change it for the world. And there's really no turning back once you get into it. But I do love it. It's why I get up every single day. So yeah, that's that. Leading into this next question rather well, what would you have done if you didn't get into OBGYN? Honestly, I don't know. If quitting was an option, which it could have been an option. It's always an option, but it's not in my character to do that, to quit things. Probably have done family medicine. Yeah. And then maybe did like an emphasis in like women's health or something like that. Yeah, probably would have done that. To be honest, though, I'm not really into family medicine at all. I'm really not into any other part of medicine. I do like neonatology, and I think little babies are really cute, but I would not want to do pediatrics because I'm actually not a really big fan of children. Although I want my own offspring, after I think 6 months of age of a human being, I'm just like not very interested in them. And so I couldn't imagine trying to do a pediatric residency first, because that sounds absolutely miserable. It's funny because it's very OBGYN of me, because it's like, baby, here, take it. This is my patient. I want to focus on mama. I don't know if I would have done anything else. If I had to stay in medicine, I probably would have done family medicine. Would I have been as satisfied? Probably not. I really love surgery, and so that's kind of how I know OBGYN is the field for me. It has surgery, it's got medicine. You're working with the best population, which is, females, and that's who I want to work with. So no offense to the males. OBGYN is 100% for me, obviously, for all of those reasons that I just mentioned. Yeah. What's my favorite scrub brand? I'm wearing them right now. Janu, this is not sponsored, but I do work very closely with them. And yeah, this is one of their new colors. It's gorgeous. But Janu scrubs are elite. They're the top #1 brand of scrubs. I'm not just saying that because I work with them, but seriously, it's the most comfortable, flattering. They just always look professional. How tall are you? I am 5'4". 5'5" on a good day, but 5'4". Okay, this is a interesting question. Very personal, but I'm going to answer it anyways. Are you on birth control? Do you and your fiance want kids? I am not on birth control. I was put on birth control when I was younger for like a clinical diagnosis of endometriosis, and they wanted to see if it helped, and it did. It definitely helped me feel a lot better, and I was on it for a little bit when I was younger, and then as my body started to change, it was causing different things to occur that I did not like. And then so I got off of that, and I had trialed a few different others, including the implant. The only thing I haven't tried is the IUD, which I counsel people on the IUD, and I put IUDs in people, and I think that they're great. If the IUD is something that you like, you've tried it and you like it, it works for you, great. You do that, and I think that they are great. It's a great birth control, but I'm too chicken. Like, I don't want to undergo that procedure to like have it placed, and I just am the worst patient ever. So I will never be doing an IUD, it's just not for me. I've trialed a lot of birth controls, and I cannot find one that like doesn't cause these certain things that end up happening to me. I don't want to go into all that, but so I'm just like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. Talk to your doctor first, obviously. Trial different things. Know that every body is different, and take some patience and trial and error to go through different birth controls sometimes until you find your right one. But it is great. They're great, and especially if you don't want to have children right now, it's a great option. But talk to your doctor. I am not counseling you right now in this video. But do I want children? Yes, I do. Right now, no. Obviously, like I need to get through residency. I can't afford a child right now. And I personally don't think I could. I'm not ready to take care of another human being. I can barely take care of myself. But I am like getting older every single year. And then the freaking biological clock. And then here I am in residency, and I still got a few years left, and the loans from school, and it like never ends, you guys. And so there's just so many stressors. But now's not the time. That's that. Next question. Do you get baby fever being an OBGYN, or does it make you scared? It depends on the delivery. There are some deliveries where I'm like, oh my God, is there a different way that this human can come out? Because I would like to choose that. Not a C-section, not a vaginal delivery. Like, can't it just transport out of me like osmose through my abdomen? But unfortunately it doesn't work like that. So like there are some instances where I'm like, heck no. And then always the next morning when I'm rounding on the postpartum patients and then the baby's crying, I'm like, oh my God, absolutely not. That part I'm like, no. No. I think the moments where I do get baby fever is when there's like a young couple and I see myself and like Patrick in that young couple, and they're welcoming their first baby, and it's just so beautiful and like emotionally triggering that makes me like wish that it were me. I don't know, it's very like back and forth. Some days I'm like, yeah, baby fever all the way, And then a lot of days I'm like, God, I can't even take care of myself. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Oh, I really like this question. Do you prefer first or second year residency? Although I'm only 2 months into the second year, I prefer it 100% over first year. First year was so awful, especially the first few months. It was just terrible. You're just like the very bottom of the totem pole. And as much as I don't like to believe that, like, we are all a very important part of the team, you do the most, but you also do the least because you don't have the skill to do more. You don't have the knowledge to do more. But yeah, you're doing a lot of these like mundane, like little tasks that you can handle, and everything is like the fattest learning curve. And you're also learning how to work hard like this, and staying up late, working your butt off, being told what to do the entire day, being criticizing yourself of making mistakes and not knowing stuff, and just also feeling like helpless because you always have to ask like an upper year about things. And I've never felt really certain, and I still don't. Obviously, I was just a first year like a few months ago, but a lot has changed. I am much more confident. I am more skilled. I can do so many more things. I'm trusted more, which is a huge thing. Like your attendings and like co-residents, the nurses especially, it's not that they don't trust you, but they don't trust you yet. Like they have to see you and how you work, and they have to learn you to trust you. That is something that takes time, and you have to kind of prove to them. Now that I'm a second year, like I am trusted, and it is so liberating in that way. But then there's also more responsibility. You're expected to know more, expected to do more, but I'm less afraid. I'm less exhausted and mentally exhausted because all of that like huge exponential learning curve, that stuff has already been dealt with in the first year. I think if once you get past that, then it does get better, which I don't like saying that. It does improve and you tolerate more, essentially. Next question, do you speak Spanish? I do speak conversational Spanish, like kind of like a beginner to intermediate level. Medical Spanish, I'm probably like an intermediate, like more on the middle of intermediate level, where I can get by pretty well with Spanish, and I pretty much 9 times out of 10 don't need an interpreter for that. I speak Spanish a lot at work. I do understand a lot more than I speak. Honestly, having some sort of foundation of Spanish is so useful. It's so helpful, and especially in emergent situations or like urgent things. Like often we have stop and drops come into labor and delivery, and someone is like 10 centimeters, they're about to crown. But there are certain things that I would like to elicit from a patient before they deliver, before all of the other things could possibly happen, like a postpartum hemorrhage. Like I want to know certain things about their history. Even though I don't know the patient at all, maybe in that moment, like they just walked in the door and I'm about to deliver them. And so knowing Spanish is super helpful to just get those answers immediately instead of trying to wait for an interpreter or wait for, the chart to be brought in, or like you don't have time to read the chart in those situations. So getting that information right off the bat and it's pretty important. Next question, how do you know if a surgical specialty is the right fit for you? Do you love surgery or not? Does it make you anxious to be standing in the OR and stuck in there forever? Then it's not for you. Do you not like standing and operating for a long time? Then it's not for you. I feel like there's a very distinct line of like, I like it or I don't, and you're on either side. If you're questioning if you like surgery or not, or if you want to go into a surgical specialty, you definitely need to do a lot of surgical rotations so you can see for yourself, and just know that operating in different surgical specialties are they differ greatly, like trauma or general orthopedic surgery, like OBGYN type surgeries. Everything is very different. And for me, I love surgery, but I could never do general surgery. And no interest in that whatsoever. You could really like surgery, but there could be just a specific field that you'd like the most compared to the others. So I think that'd be something to figure out before you apply to residency. I guess we'll get into the relationship engagement questions, since 90% of these questions are related to the engagement in my relationship. We'll start light. How do you balance your relationship and life with residency? I feel like if I'm not at work, I am trying to invest all of my attention into my relationship, because I'm hardly ever home. I'm working nonstop. And oftentimes when I do come home and I have like YouTube work, like I'm doing that, and I like need to prioritize my relationship and my life because it's important. I am so lucky that Patrick is so supportive. He is literally the most perfect partner for many different reasons, but he is so supportive and understanding of like my time being so limited. And he knows that like I don't want to be working all of the hours that I do, but he focuses on the time that we do have together. And I'm just like, I'm sorry I have to go to work. And he's just like, no, but we're enjoying this time now. And that's so wonderful. And I'll see you in a few hours. And he does so many things here at home for me that makes my life easier, so I don't have to do all of those things when I come home. I can just focus on spending time with him immediately, not doing all the little things, and it's so wonderful. How do I prioritize that? I don't know. I just set the boundary of like, work is work, and that is it. Like the second I leave there, that is it. A lot of people might not agree with me being so harsh with boundaries with work and personal life, but it is so important to have that balance. And if someone doesn't agree with you, well, good thing that's not their life, and they can do things how they want to do it, and you get to do things how you want to do it. And you should never feel guilty for setting a boundary between your personal life and your work life. As long as you are doing your work, you're doing well, great. Do that and do that work. And then when you're done, you leave, and that stays there. Never feel guilty for setting a boundary, and never allow other people to make you feel guilty for not doing what they would do for their own lives. Let them do that. Be like, congratulations, good job. However, I do this differently in my life. A lot of people are asking, how did I meet Patrick and how did I know he was the one? I actually met Patrick 5-ish years ago. If you didn't see my video, like my 23andMe video, a short version of it is that my parents used a sperm donor for my paternal genes, obviously. And so I actually have like 21 half siblings from the same donor. And I didn't find that out until like a little bit before medical school. Go watch that video if you haven't. It's actually really interesting, and it's a big, big part of my life. And so I met my brother Tim and Jeff 5 years ago on the same day, but the same day that I met them, I also met Patrick, because Tim, my brother, was Patrick's roommate at the time. They were living together in Oakland. For the day that I met Patrick, like from then on, I was always like, he is like so incredible, he's so intelligent, he's so fascinating, he's so handsome, this and that. And nothing ever happened until like way later, and then we got together, and the rest was history. And I've said it before, but like, this is what songs and movies and poetry and when people talk about love, like, this is what it is, and that is exactly what I feel. And I've never felt this before. How did I know he was the one? I just felt it, and there's been no question. It's meant to be. Like, it feels like it was supposed to be like this all along. It's quite special. The history is quite special, and I like left so much out. What's something you're excited about in this new fiance/marriage era as a doctor? Before me and Patrick got together, I was like, I'm gonna be alone forever, and it's just gonna be me and my profession, and I'm just gonna be a boss babe. But now I can be a boss babe with an amazing partner and get to share this life with him. I think like something I'm excited about is just to be able to share life with someone and to be happy. It's just exciting to wonder about everything that's in store for us. Getting a house and having kids and, getting married, not in that order. I don't know what the order is going to be. It's just exciting to like think about all those things, because for so long I was the only one in my future. I wasn't gonna be in a relationship. I wasn't gonna do life with anyone. And so I think the most exciting part is just all the things that are in store for us that I never thought I would do with someone else. So yeah. When is the wedding? I am getting so many questions about that. I think that we'll get married in like 2026. I know venues are kind of like booked out, and to be honest, like I don't even know how to plan a wedding. I'm too scared. I don't know what to do. It's so expensive. I'm so cheap in that sense, where I'd rather like invest in a house or something like that. But I know that Patrick really wants a wedding, and I do want to have the memories and have like all the people that we love all together to celebrate. And so that I really would like. And so I think 2026 will be the year. Another question was like, will you take us along? And of course, yeah, let's do this together. Like, let's figure out how to plan a freaking wedding. And I do want to share it with you guys, because it's just special, and this is like my little diary on the internet, and I want to share some of it with you. So of course. Were you surprised when he proposed? No, because we already knew. We knew we were gonna get married. I think like Patrick and I had only gone on like 2 dates or one date. And then he was just like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. I think only a week after, like, we had said we're gonna marry each other. Like, that's that. We're gonna be together forever. And we already knew. And we had been talking about like getting engaged, and we were like, why do we need to wait? Like, we already know we're not in a high school relationship where people have to be together for like 6 or 7 years before they propose. You either know or you don't. And when you know, you know. And if you don't, and you need to take time to know if they're the one. Are they really the one? And Patrick and I have been so fortunate to know right off the bat that we're like, this is the one, and that's that. We're not afraid to expedite getting engaged, and I love the way that it worked out, and I didn't need it to be a surprise. I feel like if you are in love, you know your person very well, then it's often not a surprise at all, and it's like very much expected. My camera getting way too hot, and it's saying that the internal temp's too high to keep going. So I think I should just cut this short. I got to a lot of questions, but there are so many that I didn't get to. So maybe I'll do I will do a Q&A in a few weeks and just answer more of these and ask you guys to ask me more questions. But just kind of wanted to sit down, pump out a video for you guys and catch up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Got something out of some of the questions that I answered. And if I didn't get to your question and you really want me to answer it right now, then put it down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I love reading your guys' comments and chatting with you guys. Thank you so much for the support over the years through my time in residency. Thank you for being so patient with the rate at which I am able to pump out videos and the quality of them and all of that. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, continue to work hard and all the good stuff. Okay, bye.